Hello, this is BlindCamel. We're here with Global War 1936, Operation Freshman. It's turn 7, KMT USA, July 1939. Hybrid Hunter has dropped out of this game, and Nexil is now controlling all the Axis, which is great for the KMT, because Hybrid Hunter would definitely have attacked China next turn, but Nexil I don't think will. So for KMT, we'll start with our purchases. Sorry, apparently I seem to have gotten worse at Tabletop Simulator since the last time I posted. Alright, anyway, KMT, we're going to purchase 3 cavalry with our 9 IPP. And we're going to make a somewhat aggressive move, especially since the Burma Road is now closed to us, possibly forever. We're going to move our entire 106th mixed division into from Quichao into Sichuan province. We're going to leave all of our coastal infantry in place, and we're going to then do our buy and add 3 more cavalry to our death stack 106. Actually running out of space on this. I might have to make the 106th all cavalry and move my infantry to 107th. Let's see. Alright, maybe next turn. Excellent. So that will be the KMT turn, and we'll once again collect 9. And again, very sure that Nexil is not going to attack KMT. So that's the end of the KMT turn. On to USA 7. We should now be in our rearmament phase. So the first thing that I will do is move over to the income chart. You'll see that our income is up to 45 thanks to the Japanese attack on the FEC last turn. But I'm going to roll another d12. I guess we'll choose this one. And that is a 9. So we go up. Hopefully I keep that roll for when I actually roll 10. But we go up to 54 IPP. Just 9 away from full production. So now we'll do our tech rolls. The USA has 7 techs: improved construction, amphib doctrine, jet fighters, long-range aircraft, large ship construction, heavy strategic bombers, and strategic rockets. Apparently we're also rolling German flags now. Alright, improved construction, that's a success. Amphib doctrine, that's a success. Oh, not the die flag. Jet fighters, that's a 7, that's just barely a failure. Long-range aircraft, that was a success, that moves to stage 3. Improved factories, that's a failure. Heavy strategic bombers, 11, that's a success. And strategic rockets is a failure. That's still 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 out of 7, not bad. And 2 techs on stage 3. Looks like the US is going to be building all aircraft now that we actually have money. Alright. So, the US turn, since we can finally move some ships, let's move them. Let's see here. 3 destroyers and transport. I probably should have looked up what people usually do once they have this power. I feel pretty confident that we can take these 3 ships out of port, move them 1, 2, Anyway, I'm going to add them to the American fleet, the main American fleet, which is going to come out of port. We'll move the coastal subs. Let's see. We'll move the coastal sub up 1 to A25, and this one also up 1. And then we'll move all of these ships, and they'll join the U.S. 5th Fleet as well. So I'll work to make this line up a little bit better. But anyway, that's the basic idea. So we'll consolidate the Atlantic Fleet, not in port. But in C zone 830. Except for these 2 coastal subs, which will inch towards something more exciting. And I guess we'll move our fighter onto the carrier now, and our attack bomber onto the carrier, and start to have a little bit more of a presence on the Atlantic, just barely. And then on the Pacific side, my understanding of the rules are correct. I can actually perform escort duty. Okay, so I think, except maybe for strategic naval movement, that for this transport I might be able to move, but I think this destroyer is still trapped here. I'll seek some clarification for next turn. So it's a major port, so I should be able to move transport 5. That might be enough to get this to Hawaii, which I think is a legal move. Bordering U.S. land zones. I don't think that includes islands. Well, I'll take a risk, and I'm sure my teammates will let me know if this isn't how this works. So let's move the 2 American ships in port in the Philippines and move them to Guam. And we'll also put them in port in Guam if we can. I believe we can. And then the American 8th Fleet will move back to C Zone P25. I'll move these 2 coastals. Assuming that I can move them to Hawaii, I'm going to move them up to Hawaii. So that should be it there. And then on the Atlantic side, I apologize. I should have read the rules a little bit more carefully before I started filming. But since we can move our destroyers onto escort duty in the Monroe Doctrine spaces, let's do that. So let's have a destroyer here, destroyer here, destroyer here, destroyer here. I guess that's all our destroyers. So let's try. Putting those 5 American destroyers on escort duty. see what happens to them. So 4 destroyers. I know what I'm doing. Alright, it's 4 destroyers. They're all on escort duty. Hopefully not escorting anything too important. I guess we'll find out. Yeah, so that will be the turn. Oh, sorry, I totally forgot to record what the buys were going to be. I'm gonna spend all 17 IPCs saved up to lend lease 3 units. It's gonna be a KMT artillery, which I can do thanks to contain communism, since the USSR lend lease to the CCP this turn. Infantry to Free France, and the British fighter. So the British fighter will start with, it's going to be produced by the major factory in, I guess, New York City, and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, wind up in southern England, leaving the major shipyard in New York City. And the French infantry is going to leave the major port in San Francisco, go 1, 2, 3 to Hawaii, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to Guam, and then go 1, and it would be 1, 2, 3, and be added to the Free French in Anam Tonkin. And then the KMT artillery is going to take the same path, except that after Guam it's going to go 1, 2, and go into Beijing, unless the Japanese want to interdict. So Nexil, let me know if you want to interdict any of these 3 lend leases. Oh, I guess you can't interdict the fighter to Britain, but just let me know. So that should be the turn. Then the US collects, what did we say, 54? Yeah, 54 IPP. So next turn we'll have even more buys to enjoy. Alright, so this has been BlindCamel signing off.